Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Rosa. Welcome. I make beauty videos on Mondays and I do vlogs and other mommy content on Thursdays at 8 AM Pacific time. So if that sounds interesting to you, check out my channel so that you can see the type of content that I upload, and stick around by subscribing to my channel and click on the bell notification so that you can be notified every time I upload a video. Today's video is just gonna be yet another makeup and chat where I just chat with you about random topics while I just get ready. So without any further ado, let's get into the video. I played around with the colors a little bit on my camera, so I hope that it can look a little more true to tone, because I've noticed lately that for some reason the lighting, or I should say the camera, is giving me like a very weird, like a very strange cool tone, or I don't know, it just kind of makes my skin look a little too green than I really am. It's just weird. So I realized that you can put a piece of paper, a piece of white paper, and just use that as a reference to create a white balance. And I feel like ever since I did that, it kind of brought things, the colors, a little more true to tone. I guess I'll find out for sure if this works whenever I edit this video and see it there. There's a lot I want to talk to you about. I feel like I should have made some notes before sitting down to record this, but because I'm always like on limited time, I didn't get to do that. I didn't get to prepare. So I'm gonna try to cover everything that I have in mind and go from there. I prepped my face with the Milani Make It Last. I'm almost done with this one. I have been spending, or I should say making time to pretty much understand a little more about color theory. Not only because in the makeup school that I am taking right now, it teaches you that, but also because I want my channel to be helpful to those that have an olive undertone. I have been finding ways to incorporate, you know, those type of topics in my channel. Like I have mentioned it in the past, there have been a few people now that have left comments saying that they want to see, like, you know, videos where I talk about like recommended beauty products for their olive skin, including blush, bronzer, and specifically contour. But the thing is, like, I have a lot to learn myself. I don't want to put out a video until I feel like I am well informed, and so I have been spending time taking notes, watching videos, and I have come with the conclusion that while I can make recommendations for you guys, I'm trying to find a balance to do that, because I'm not gonna be a typical YouTuber that has a lot of products to bring to you. I have said it in past videos that I want to have a more minimalist mindset when it comes to my makeup. I don't want to be piling up tons of makeup just because, number one, I don't have the budget, number two, I don't have the space, and it does make me feel wasteful when most of the time you're not gonna run out of, you know, a product that quickly, depending on what it is. So because of that, it's really hard for me to come up with recommendations for you guys without me actually having to buy those things. I feel like I'm pretty good at researching things online in general, and the reason I say this is because that way I have been able to avoid myself from buying too many products and make the best estimated guess before buying a product. For example, if I know that I am using this bronzer that fits very well with my skin, then all I have to do is go online and try to find products that have a similar tone to this one, right? I will eventually figure out how to do that, whether it's one video or several videos talking about like my recommendations for light olive skin. For foundation, I'm gonna be using the e.l.f. Camo CC Cream. I just recently made a video review on these. I will link it in the cards for you. There's another thing that I have noticed ever since I started researching, you know, more information on olive skin. I feel like people are still trying to figure it out. And just like everything else in life, you have to take everything with a grain of salt, and you never know if that tip is gonna work out for you until you actually try it. I have accidentally fallen into the rabbit hole of color theory and what like fashion bloggers or like fashion experts have to say when it comes to like what are the best colors for you to wear. And I feel like people forget, if you have a consultation with a professional that tells you, hey, you know, your best color is not going to be this navy blue, it's this green instead, but you don't see it that way and you want to wear the navy blue because you like it, then, you know, go for it. I feel like people take it way too serious and just make it into something more complicated than it really has to be. That's why it's called color theory. It's based on on an idea that somebody had, and if it works out for you, then great, and if it doesn't, then, you know, keep searching. It's just like makeup. Some people find it that baking is like the way to go, and to other people it doesn't work out for them. So just keep that in mind whenever you come across recommendations for olive skin as well. So I personally have been following Miriam's style, and I have mentioned her over and over, but I feel like her theory makes the most sense to me. And she says that there is a cool and a warm olive, and she has a very good video where she explains like the 4 undertones or like seasons of colors. She does have a lot of free information on her videos. I gotta say, the first few times I might not understand everything she's talking about, so I have to like rewatch the video and actually take notes, because that's the only way that I can actually remember what she said, and I can study slowly. I don't have to take all this new information and just like make my brain lag. If you find yourself being confused by a color analyst or anything of that matter, then I recommend you take the video slowly, take notes on it, and, you know, review the information that it's given. Take one step at a time. I will be making a video to help you out how to figure out whether you're leaning more towards a warm olive or a cool olive. I found that there is a battle between color analysts when it comes to the olive undertone. Some people really believe that an olive undertone can only be cool. In the Miriam Style channel, she explains very well examples of both, which is why I started following her instead of like other well-known color analysts that are here on YouTube. Don't consider myself cool tone at all. I feel like I've always been more warm, but I'm not entirely like super warm. Having an olive undertone also means that you fit in the 4 seasonal colors that there is. I didn't mention this at the beginning of this video. I actually pulled out makeup with colors that I feel will flatter me the best according to the guide that I downloaded from Miriam Style. The guide is called Warm and Delicate. There is a section that talks about makeup and what she recommends. Again, nothing is set in stone. If I personally like to try all kinds of colors for my eyeshadow, but I also understand what colors do flatter my skin tone the best. For example, this blush palette. I know that that my skin tone gets more flatter with more like peachy, you know, peachy or nude colors versus something more like bright pink. In her guide, she just talks about highlighter, blush, lip color, and eyeshadow. For some reason, she doesn't include bronzer or contour. This one is the Milani Silky Matte in 01 Sunlight. I feel like it's more in the more neutral side, and I pretty much use my bronzer to also contour. Haven't really learned much about contour or haven't really applied it for myself, so I just try to use this product as a 2-in-1. For blushes, she recommends peaches that are slightly muted with beige or brown, depending on your tone. Avoid bright peach blushes. Using the same brush, and kind of very lightly go with this one here. For highlighters, she recommends that you go with something that has like a peachy undertone. So this is the Essence Pure Nude highlighter. I very recently got this, not that I need any more highlighters, but it was supposed to go for my pro makeup kit before I realized that I already had enough highlighters to use. So far I really like it. Seems like you can build it up to make it look quite intense. For the eyeshadow, she doesn't really recommend a specific color other than copper. She says to go slightly shimmery and not overly sparkly to avoid overpowering your delicate undertone. This is where I would break the rules because I love me some sparkle. There's no way I would really follow that. So I have this Dream, the Sigma and Beauty Bird, the Dream palette. I feel like this has a lot of beautiful colors, mostly like on the warmer side. I know that these look very flattering to me. I have used these too, but these are more on the cooler side. But in regards to the video that I will be posting after this one, my goal is that if somebody out there needs the help just to get them started somewhere, then that's all that matters. I don't want people to feel confused. Like I said, the number one thing that you have to keep in mind is that everything is just suggestions. You can follow a guideline as the best as you can, and eventually you start to figure out what really works for you and what doesn't. So in my case with makeup, I know that for base colors like my foundation, blush and bronzer, I know that I won't be ranging too much on those colors, but during like the eyeshadow application is where I can go a little more creative. I love neutral makeup just as much as I like color makeup. It just depends on the mood, how much time I have. But I also feel like if you know what colors work out for you, then it's so much easier to narrow down. For example, if you are a busy person, especially if you're like a busy mom, you have limited time to get ready. You shouldn't have to overthink on like, ooh, what should I wear today? Like, what color should I put on today? You should probably have your default colors to go for. And that's kind of like what I do as well. I'm gonna go with this one here. It's called Buenos Dias. This is gonna be the pop of color that I will be using for my eye. While I was checking out some of the videos talking about olive undertone, according to like, you know, experts, color analysts and fashion, all that type of community, I noticed that they also can really clash with like their beliefs and like their theories. It has very quickly divided the olive undertone community, because some say that olive can only be cool and others say no, that's not true, and just going back and forth. And I feel like it doesn't have to be like that. I think that people should realize that, you know, we should be there for each other to help each other out. I think it's about time for me to switch out the NYX Worth the Hype mascara. I think I've had it for more than 3 months for sure. I get super excited whenever I finish using up a makeup product. It's like I give myself permission to go ahead and try something else. There has been a few, very few things that I know that I will repurchase over and over. Like certain things from like e.l.f. and Catrice, I will go back to them. But like with mascaras, there's so many mascaras out there. The more I started using this, the more I started to like it. I don't know what's wrong with me. I have no clue why for the longest time I never used lip liners. So this is just all I have. It kind of varies. Why am I always dropping things? Colors might look a little bit alike, but they do have slightly variations in their undertones. Put it up against, you know, your lip and try to look at your overall look. Or you can just be lazy and put them all against your skin. Too dark. Too pink. So I'm gonna go once again with the LA Girl Ultimate Lip Liner. This one is in Non-Stop Nude. Alright, well, seems like it's slightly, I feel like this one is slightly darker than my overall look. So what I have been using, a trick that I have been using to lighten it up a little bit and give it more of a peachy color is I have been dotting a little drop of this. This is the Milani Cheek Kiss in 110 Nude Flush. So just a tiny bit. I hope that you were able to see how it changed, and it just looks more in harmony with like you know, my cheeks and my eyes. Getting closer so that you can see this look more in detail. I am really hoping that the color change that I did on my camera can really reflect the true tones as I am looking at it in front of me. I wish I would have known that before, especially when I was doing the light olive foundation series. Lesson learned. I was going to say next year when I make my next series, but it is already next year. Where did 2020 go? I guess sometime this year I might just do it again. I don't know when. It just depends on how many foundations I can actually find. If you have suggestions, definitely leave them down below in the comments. If you made it to the end of the video, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video and share it to friends and family. Have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching this. Bye.